Welcome to my unboxing and first look at the Seasonic G series modular power supply. This is an 80 plus gold, but still value-oriented power supply line from Seasonic. So their G series has, well, the usual things you've come to expect from Seasonic. Of course, efficiency is a huge one, build quality, as well as a very, very silent mode of operation. So let's get it opened up and then we'll go over those things in a little bit more detail. The first thing inside is the user's manual, which is available in a variety of languages, including English, Deutsch, Francais, and each page is like, or each language is like one page. So yeah, we're not going to spend too much time on that. Next, we've got some accessories. This is a pretty generous number of cable ties to include. Like to see that. So there you go. You got some black cable ties to manage the cables in your system that you're probably building if you bought a power supply. A little Powered by Seasonic sticker, some thumb screw, or rather some mounting screws, and 3 Velcro cable ties that are reusable. Soft foam, of course, although very thin soft foam, I might add. Modular cables. So this is a semi-modular power supply, which means that the connectors that everyone needs every time they build a system are hardwired, whereas the connectors that not everyone needs not every time they build a system are not connected by default. Okay, so there's the power supply itself. Now let's go through some of the things that Seasonic wants us to know about this particular series of power supplies. So DC to DC converter design, that gives you almost full access to the output power of the power supply unit on the 12 volt rail, because what a DC to DC design is doing is it's actually taking the 12 volt rail and down converting it to other voltages. So almost the entire bulk of the power supply is all about converting 120 volt to 240 volt AC to 12 volt DC. Tight voltage regulation plus or minus 3%. This is well within specifications for an ATX power supply. Smart and silent fan control. Good, good, good. We've come to expect that from Seasonic. Remember, guys, Seasonic was the one to pioneer that feature on the back of the power supply where you can turn the fan off outright up to 50% load on their 80 plus platinum 1000 watt unit. Unfortunately, that feature is not available on this one, but it goes to show you how serious they are about silence. High reliability of 105 degree aluminum electrolytic capacitors. And for those of you who criticize my pronunciation of aluminum, yes, I know aluminium is also correct, but it should be noted, check the spelling, guys. There's no second I. Aluminum is also correct, although most prevalent in the US and Canada. Okay, detachable modular cables, yeah, high current gold-plated terminals. This is kind of a new thing. Haven't seen much of that yet. 12 centimeter ball bearing cooling fan, double ball bearing, okay. Ultra ventilation, honeycomb structure, multi-GPU technology is supported, universal AC input, and a 5-year warranty. Wow. That's actually very aggressive, given that this isn't one of their super duper premium, full modular, turn off your fan up to 50% kind of products. Really like the sleeving they've included. These are extremely flexible cables compared to ones that I've seen in the past. And they have this, see, I love to see this. They have not hardwired anything that they didn't have to. So you've got a 4+4, which everyone needs, and a 24 pin, which everyone needs. Some guys hardwire an additional, SATA thing or like a couple PCIe connectors. Not everyone has an aftermarket GPU or like an off-board or a dedicated graphics card. Not everyone needs that. Everyone needs these two. Love to see that. They've also given you a pretty good selection, it looks like, of modular cables here. So we're going to go ahead and check these out. Something to note, guys, if you don't already know this, is Seasonic is an actual manufacturer. Most of the power supplies you buy are manufactured by someone other than the label on the front of the box. Seasonic actually designs, manufactures, packages, then supports the Seasonic branded power supplies that you're buying from them. So just kind of think about that. If you're ever curious who's an actual manufacturer, you can always Google it online. But I can tell you right now that most of the top brands that you're familiar with do not make power supplies. Many of them design them, and they help, specify, they help with the specifications and what they want to see. But in terms of actual manufacturers with actual retail presence, Seasonic is one of the only ones. So Modular cables included. Love flat ribbon modular cables, and they're all in black, and the sleeving is black, and it's not very see-through, so it's going to look good in your system no matter what. You've got two 6+2 pin PCIe connectors. This is a 550 watt power supply, so it's probably most suitable for a single GPU system anyway if you're using a high-end graphics card, so that is the perfect number of connectors. Those ones go right here. Then you have 4 more modular connectors, and those ones can be used for a dual Molex harness, nice short one, so if you're plugging in just a water cooling pump or like one thing, this will be perfect for that. A triple Molex, and then you can use an adapter if you really need a floppy connector still. So that's great if you're going somewhere sort of a little bit further away. You can see that's a significantly longer cable. It's about 1 Linus arm length. Okay, then you've got a double SATA. So this will be perfect for running to a hard drive cage or a couple SSDs or something nearby. And finally, a quad SATA harness as well. So this will be perfect if you need to run sort of one to kind of a hard drive here, and then you need one to go up to an optical drive or something like that. So they've given you a good variety of connectors. The power supply itself has a pretty standard matte black paint finish. Looks pretty, oh, yeah, actually that's pretty good. Yeah, it's powder coated, so there's not really a whole lot to go wrong. All your safety certifications and all that stuff that we pretty much take for granted at this point. But bear in mind, guys, it actually does cost a lot of money to bring a power supply to market. It's got to go through a whole slew of tests. Honeycomb here, on-off switch here, power in here. Well, look at that. The labels are oriented correctly so that in a standard case, whether it's top mounted, bottom mounted, flip like this, all of the text will be correctly oriented. And finally, a honeycomb mesh here to go with the 120 millimeter fan that takes care of cooling for your power supply. Thank you for checking out my unboxing and first look at the Seasonic G Series 550 watt 80+ gold power supply. Don't forget to subscribe to Linus Tech Tips for more unboxings, reviews, and other computer videos.